श्रील अभय नरविंद भक्तिवेदांता स्वामी श्लोपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। ब्रह्म सिखो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। Nitai Gaur Pramanande. Oh glorious assembly devotees, Hare Krishna. Oh glorious assembly devotees, Hare Krishna. Oh glorious assembly devotees, Hare Krishna. Oh glorious Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Oh glorious Shri Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupada Krishna Krishna Putri Shrimad Swami Namine. Namo Vishnupada Krishna Krishna Putri Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschatadesh Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 12, the entitlement, Hare Krishna. The expansions of Advaita Acharya and Gadadhar Panta. Text 51. Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmaran.
Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmaran.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivan.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivan.
Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmarana.
Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmarana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmarana.
Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmarana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmarana.
Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmarana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Mana dushta haile nahi Krishna rasmarana.
Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmarana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Mana dushta haile nahi Krishna Narada.
Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmarana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Mana dushta haile nahi Krishna rasmarana.
Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmarana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmarana. Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmarana. Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana. Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana. Mana dushta hoile nahi Krishna rasmarana. Krishna smriti vinupaya nishvala jivana.
Mana,
Mana
mind.
mind.
Dushta, polluted. Haile, becoming. Nahe is not possible. Krishnera, of Lord Krishna.
Of the Lord Krishna.
Smarana,
Smarana.
remembrance.
Remembrance.
Krishna Smriti,
Krishna smriti.
remembrance of Lord Krishna.
Remembrance of Lord Krishna.
Vinu,
Vinu.
without.
Without.
Haya,
Haya.
becomes.
Becomes.
Nishphala,
Nishphala.
without any result.
Without any result.
Jivana,
Jivana.
life. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki.
Jai.
When one's mind is polluted, it is very difficult to remember Krishna. And when remembrance of Lord Krishna is hampered, one's life is unproductive. Purport. A devotee should always be alert, keeping his mind in a sanguine state so that he can always remember Lord Shri Krishna. The Shastras state, Smartavyah Satatam Vishnu. In devotional life, one should always remember Lord Vishnu. Srila Shukadeva Goswami also advised Maharaj Parikshit, Smartavyo Nityashaha. In the second canto, first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami advised Parikshit Maharaj, Taspat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hi Shrotavah Krititavyasya Smartavyasya Tadabhayam. O descendant of King Bharat, One who desires to be free from all miseries must hear about, glorify, and also remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supersoul, the controller, and the savior from all miseries. Bhagavatam 2.1.5. This is the summary of all the activities of a Vaishnava, and the same instruction is repeated here. Krishna Smriti Vinu Bhaya Nishkola Jivan. Srila Rupa Goswami states in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Avyartha Kalatvam. A Vaishnava must be very alert, not to waste even a second of his valuable lifetime. This is a symptom of a Vaishnava. But association with pounds and shillings men, or Vishayis, materialists, who are simply interested in sense gratification, pollutes one's mind and hampers such continuous remembrance of Lord Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore advised a satsanga tyaga, a Vaishnavachar. A Vaishnava should behave in such a way as to never associate with non-devotees or materialists. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 22:87. One can avoid such associations simply by always remembering Krishna within his heart. The translation of the verse again. When one's mind is polluted, it is very difficult to remember Krishna, and when a remembrance of Lord Krishna is hampered, one's life is unproductive. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sapitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we continue our discussion on what is important in spiritual life to understand. Here Lord Chaitanya is pointing out how accepting anything from materialists is polluting our mind and consciousness. And if our mind is polluted, our consciousness is polluted, then it's very difficult to remember Krishna. And this is the goal of life, to remember Krishna. With love, of course, not with hatred. Kamsa also remembered Krishna 24 hours a day, but with great fear. So instead of the remembrance would bring him bliss, it brought him great misery and suffering. Yes, he suffered terribly for years and years because he remembered Krishna. So Therefore, we should try to develop love for Krishna. And as Prabhupada says in the purport, Smarta tam Vishnu Vismarta Vyona Jatachit Sarva Vidin Nishedaksyo Etam Veda. All different injunctions and prohibitions of Shastra are meant for one purpose only. Because Shastra Jai Shri Shri Radha Pujishwar ki Jagannath Prabhu Subhadramai ki Gaurnitai ki Jai Gauratamandi. Shastra have different injunctions and different prohibitions. Like there is also in 10 Commandments in the Bible, some injunctions, have faith in one Lord and so on. And there are prohibitions. Don't blaspheme the name of God, and so on. Don't steal, don't adulterate, and so many prohibitions. And here it is said, Sarva Vidi Nishedaksya. All injunctions and all prohibitions are the servants of only one injunction and only one prohibition. This one injunction is what? Always remember Krishna. Yes, and one prohibition is never forget him. Yes. That means that all these different injunctions of Shastra, different instructions, different stories, are all there to remember Krishna and to never forget him. Yes. We also chant the holy name with the same purpose, not to forget Krishna. To be always connected with Krishna. And here we can see, Lord Chaitanya himself says that if one's mind is polluted, it's very difficult to think of Krishna. Therefore, we should beware of pollution of the mind very much. But one can say, we live in the material world. We came to Krishna consciousness with polluted mind. So, yes, it's true. So our mind is polluted from time immemorial, but the process of Krishna consciousness is the process of cleansing our mind. Chito Darpana Marjana. Yes. It's the process of cleansing our mind. So, but if we cleanse something, but pollute it at the same time, it's not possible to become clean, isn't it? Yes. So one thing is clean, and the other thing is polluting. So when we come to Krishna consciousness, we are supposed to stop polluting, bringing new pollution in our mind. Because mind is like a wax. You know what is wax? For candles.
Comme de la cire.
What is the French word?
La cire.
La cire.
Cire.
La cire. Vosk, yes. In Slovene. So it's like a wax, and any impression is like a seal in the wax. We immediately, when we encounter anything in this life, it gives some impression in our mind, in our consciousness. Therefore, Prabhupada here quotes Lord Chaitanya that we should avoid asatsanga. Asatsanga, Tyaga, Se Vaishnava, Ashar. So we should diligently avoid asatsanga. That means any impressions of materialistic life. Of course, if we go out and preach it's very difficult to avoid all the impressions of materialistic life. But because we are following the instruction of our spiritual master, because we are following the instruction of Srila Prabhupada and Lord Krishna himself, ultimately, Lord Chaitanya, we are protected if this is our purpose, to propagate the holy name, to spread Krishna consciousness. Then we are protected. Of course, if we think, yes, I'm protected, so I can do nonsense also. This is cheating mentality. It will not work. Then protection is lost. Protection is lost. But if we are serious, then we are always protected by Krishna, by the instruction of Krishna. So, therefore, we should take our process, our sadhana, extremely seriously. Because by this process of sadhana, we take new impressions in our life. And they are again like seal in the wax. More sadhana we perform, more seriously, more dedicated, more deeper are these impressions of Krishna consciousness. But if we take it something as granted, yes, I just fulfill my promise, or at least quite regularly, I fulfill my promise, then there will be many other seals in our wax of our consciousness. Yes. Especially dangerous in modern age are these different social media. Yes. It is extremely detrimental for our consciousness. So I advise everyone to stay away from them. Yes. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I don't know what's there. Is there anything new, different? Snapchat. I have never seen it actually, so I don't know exactly what purpose does it. But yes, all these different social media are designed by experts to catch our attention. Yes. They are studied for this purpose only, to catch our attention as much as possible. Yeah. And they are quite successful for this purpose. So, if you are not careful, we can be drawn in to these different impressions of social media, and our mind is definitely polluted, because there are so many different ideas how to become happy. And as we said, we want to be happy. And from time immemorial, we try to be happy on a material level. And therefore, we are accustomed to seek material happiness. And since if we don't go deep in our spiritual practice, it's not possible to taste anything in spiritual life. Then we will try to squeeze some juice from material impressions. It's natural. Yes. We are, as we said, Anandamayo Vyasat. We want to experience pleasure. But no pleasure can be there if there is no absorption. Yes. Ruchi, which means taste, comes from Nishta. If one is absorbed, it's fixed. So without being fixed, no Ruchi will come. Yes. And this famous example, if we eat something in haste, it's not possible to taste anything. I believe everyone has this experience.
Taste something with
If you eat something with haste, in
quickly. Yes. Okay.
then you don't taste anything. Yes, you don't taste anything. When you finish, you realize I have eaten, but I don't know what I had for a meal. Yes. I can't remember if I didn't cook. I can't remember what was there at all. Isn't it? Yes. And I believe everyone has also experienced that suddenly he feels some pain, but he doesn't know from where this pain came. We have this experience. We hit something, but we didn't know that we hit it. And then we just perceive some pain. And, but we don't know from where it came. It happens sometimes, yes, because our mind was absorbed in something else. So we couldn't, not just taste, we couldn't feel anything. Yes. This famous story of Devaki Mataji. You know Devaki Mataji?
Yes, she came here a few times.
Yes. In young age, she was a handball goalkeeper. Yes. and she was very enthusiastic goalkeeper. And in one game, only after the game, she realized that her wrist is broken. Yes. She noted that her wrist, that her hand is like this. She couldn't keep it straight. She broke her wrist. But she didn't notice during the game because she was so absorbed in the game. Yes. But of course, this you break your wrist, it's painful, isn't it? Very much. But she didn't feel any pain till the end of the game. Yes. So, but she felt taste in the game, isn't it? She didn't feel the pain in her wrist, but she felt taste in the game. So, whatever we absorb our mind, that we will taste. Yes. So, if our absorption is in material enjoyment, if we put our attention, even only attention to material things, then our mind will catch it. Yes. And we'll try to squeeze some enjoyment. This is the purpose of the mind. Mind is actually a material element, one of the 8 material elements, as Krishna explains in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And because it's material element, its purpose is material survival, isn't it? And therefore, it seeks something that can improve material existence, improve the quality of material existence. Understand? Yes. So it tries to find nice food, nice other impressions of sex, impulses, yes, and having wealth and so on. This is attractive for the mind because it's conducive for material existence. Therefore, mind very much likes these positive impressions for itself, for material existence. Yes, this is very natural. So, devotional life is completely against material nature. Yes. So, we have to reprogram our mind to and teach him to become attracted to spiritual impressions, to spiritual life, which is not so easy, and we all know it. Therefore, we can see when we try to chant, different impressions come to our mind, from our mind. Different ideas, different desires are there. Yes. So therefore, this keeping our mind as clean as possible is most required. Otherwise, it's impossible to think of Krishna, as Lord Chaitanya here says. Yes. And if you don't think of Krishna, our life is wasted. Our life is wasted. People sometimes think, yes, at the time of death, I will think of Krishna. But this is craziness. It's not possible. Because our heart is full of impressions of materialistic life. And death is not a pleasant experience that we could choose our thoughts at the time of death. It's not possible. You can just imagine, if we just step on a thorn takes a millimeter in our foot. But how it's chanting with a thorn in your foot? It's very difficult to concentrate. Because all our consciousness goes to this 1 millimeter of problem. But if we are dying, it's extreme discomfort. Yes, everything collapses in our body. It's not just 1 millimeter of inconvenience. Yes, everything goes wrong. Yes, our lungs stop functioning, our heart stops functioning, our kidneys stop functioning, our liver stops functioning. And we hardly breathe, and hardly see and hear. It's a traumatic experience. So if we don't consciously practice all our life, it's not possible to think of Krishna at that moment of complete disturbance. Yes. You definitely think of things that we have meditated upon all our life. It's natural. If our family was the focus of our life, then definitely we'll try to take shelter of our family at that time. As Jamila showed, he was very much attached to his son, and so he was calling for his son at the time of death. Yes. If our money is our attraction in our life, then we'll try to pay any amount of money to just prolong our life for a few moments more. Yes, this will be our meditation. I can pay. Yes, because I'm used to pay for things and I get what I want. So I can pay now also. Yes, but I will fail. This will be my meditation. But it will fail. Yes. So if my attention is on some business or something, we will think, who will take on my business? I put all my life in this particular business. Who will take it on? No one can take it on. I am so experienced, but now I'm leaving. Yes. So this is the reality. This is not a joke. This is the reality. So, therefore, our sole attraction should be Krishna in our life. And this is not very difficult, actually. It's just we need to be sincere. That's all. Yes. We should associate with devotees only. We should read only devotional books. I don't know about you, but even devotees read other books also. But they are useless. Useless for our purpose. Our purpose is to become Krishna conscious. And these other books, even if they give us some tools how to behave more wisely in society, sometimes devotees read such books. So, but what this means? This is cheating mentality actually. I will learn some technique, and then I will learn some technique, and I'll be more loved in society. I'll be more accepted in society. I could manipulate more other people. Yes, they will behave according to my desires, isn't it? Yes. Now they behave to hurt me. But then they will behave according to my wish. Yes. This is cheating mentality. But Bhagavatam teaches us not to cheat others or ourselves, but to become a servant of the servant. This is not so easy for the mind to accept, to be servant of the servant. Yes. It's a question of humility. But there is no spiritual advancement without humility. No. So, a devotee is one who puts Krishna in the center of his life. Yes. And therefore, there are two instructions of Lord Chaitanya to Raghunath Das Goswami, which I would like to share with you. I believe these are the gist and most important instructions in Krishna consciousness. And first he describes what should our life be like. And he says, Granya kata na shunube, gramya vartana kohibe, varana kaibe iti varana paribe. That one should not hear what the materialists have to say. Yes. We shouldn't hear materialists. We shouldn't associate with materialists. And one should not speak gossip, materialistic things. So it's very simple. Very simple. Don't hear materialistic talk and don't speak it. Yes. Of course, this is very difficult in society because even devotees many times speak just materialistic things. Yes, but if you want to advance very quickly, this is the recipe given by Lord Chaitanya himself. Don't hear materialistic speak and don't speak it. Yes. And don't strive to eat very palatable food. Yes. Therefore, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he mixed all prasad together. Not to be attached to certain taste, because it's offensive to prasad. Yes, prasad is Krishna's mercy. Of course, we don't do this, and we try to attract people by tasty prasad. But we should know that even stale prasad is still Krishna's mercy, is completely beyond this world. It can give Krishna prema if you take it as special Krishna's mercy. And don't dress too nicely. So these 4 instructions for living in material world. Don't dress too nicely. Don't eat too palatable food. At least don't strive for it. If you are offered Krishna Prasad, which is tasty, you shouldn't reject it. This is offense against Prasad, against Krishna again. But we should not be picky. I would pick only nice Krishna's Prasad, very tasty. And this particular Prasad I don't like. It's not tasty enough for me. Yes. Yes. And we should not try to impress others with our dress. Yes, this is important. So, and then even more important instruction. This is how we should live in society. But next, he says, Amani Manadakane Krishna Nama Sadala. Vraja Radha Krishna Seva, Manasa Kori. This is most important, especially the second part. First he says, Amani Manadahani. Be extremely humble. Amani means don't expect any respect. Yes, Amani. Manada, give all respect to others. This is very important. If you want to live in any devotional society, this is required. Even if you want to live in any society, this is beneficial to be very respectful. It impresses others. Yes, but as we said, our goal is not to impress others. Goal is to satisfy Krishna. So be very humble. And then Lord Krishna continues few verses later on with this most famous verse, Trinada Visamichana Turo Rivasa Krishna Manina Manatina Kirtanya Satahavi. One should be more humble than a blade of grass. As tolerant as a tree. Not expect any respect for himself, but give all respect to others. So this is crucial for understanding. If I try to be something special, if I expect that others will respect me, then my spiritual life is lost. Maybe we can repeat the holy name, but it will have very little effect. Yes. This verse is a key for spiritual door. If we don't use the key, the door will not open. So it's very simple. Yes. Be as humble as possible. Don't try to defend yourself. Don't try to defend your case, even if you are accused of something that you haven't done. If you're able to do this, then you will very quickly spiritually advance. Very quickly. Yes. If you're able to tolerate this. And Krishna will be also satisfied, because it's time and again mentioned this in Shastra. Yes. And then he says, Krishna Nama Sadala. Always chant the holy name. Always chant the holy name. Yes. Because in Kali Yuga there is no other hope than chanting the holy name. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalo Nastiva, 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 Gatinamukta. There is no other hope than chanting of the holy name in Kali Yuga. And certainly there is no other hope. Certainly. Eva means certainly. And 3 times he repeats certainly. And if he 3 times repeats certainly, it means certainly. And yes, certainly there is no other hope. And then he says, Vraja Radha Krishna Seva, Manasa Kori. In your mind, always serve Radha and Krishna. Yes. We don't hear so much about this instruction, but it's crucial again for our spiritual life. This is our prayojana, to serve Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. And wherever there are Radha and Krishna, there is Vrindavan. Because Radha and Krishna don't do any step out of Vrindavan. They always have performed their pastimes in Vrindavan. So Radha and Krishna are also here. So we should understand this is Vrindavan. Yes. And actually, any temple, ISKCON temple, has at least a picture of Radha and Krishna on the altar, isn't it? The picture of Radha and Krishna is also one of the deities. Pictures are the deities. And even the description of different deities. The mind deity is also deity. So we can always live in Vrindavan. If we serve Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan with our mind, that means that we always live in Vrindavan. Yes. We can be in spiritual world if we want to, if we choose to. So we have to choose it. Even devotees in spiritual laziness, they many times think that when I die, I'll go to spiritual world, I'll go to Vrindavan. But this is illusion. We have mentioned this many times. Yeah. People just believe that there is some miracle happening at the time of death. No miracle will happen. We just continue our existence, as Krishna himself says. Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam, tyajantam te kriva, tam tam aveti kantaya sadat bhava. Whatever one consciousness is at the time of death, we will attain this without doubt, Krishna says. Yes, that means there is no doubt that we will attain the same state of consciousness as we are in. So if we consciously serve Radha and Krishna in whatever activity we do perform, then we always live in spiritual world. We always live in Vrindavan. And since Radha and Krishna are not together publicly in Vrindavan, they are very cautious that no one knows that they are together. Only most intimate friends, they know that they are together. That means that we serve Radha and Krishna in most intimate settings possible. Yes. It's, practically speaking, Nikunja Seva. So we should try to meditate, to have this constant meditation, this dhyana, that we are serving Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan with my ordinary activities, so-called ordinary activities, yes, that I have. Temple management, for example, is management of Nikunja, of Radha and Krishna. Yes. Cooking for devotees and deities is cooking for Radha and Krishna's pleasure and for the pleasure of the most intimate associates. So we should perceive any devotee as intimate associate of Radha and Krishna. Yes. And any guest as special guest of Radha and Krishna. Yes. We should have this attitude. And then we always live in spiritual world. And then at the time of death, we just continue our service as we are accustomed. And Krishna says, Yam yam vapi smaram bhavan tyajantam te kriva, tam tam aveti kantaya sadat. Whatever state of consciousness we have, we just continue without doubt. So it's very important to understand this. Perform service to Radha and Krishna consciously. Yes. Raja Radha Krishna Seva, Manasa Korite. Always serve Radha and Krishna. We all perform something 24 hours a day, even if we are sleeping, even if we are eating, even if we are in the bathroom, but still we do something. Do it consciously for the pleasure of Radha and Krishna. Yes, and your life will be perfect. Now, not that you'll wake someday and your life will be perfect. Yes, people think like this. Maybe not consciously, but subconsciously. Yes, I just finished my rounds and I can do now more important things. And I will develop love of Krishna, no doubt. Krishna is merciful. So this is belief in that someday I will wake up imbued with deep love for Radha and Krishna. It's ridiculous, isn't it? No. If I don't have intimate relationship with Radha and Krishna, there will be no intimate love for them. It will be very superficial, everything. So, one who wants to develop love for Radha and Krishna has to develop intimate relationship with them first. Yes. An intimate relationship is possible only if we perform intimate service. An intimate service can be performed in any activity, because any activity comes from Krishna. So, yes, but with this meditation. So, Srila Prabhupada established the Society for Krishna Consciousness. It's about Krishna consciousness, not even about the worship of Krishna. Of course we worship Krishna, but if it's with improper consciousness, this worship of Krishna will not help us much. But therefore we have to develop proper consciousness. And consciousness is the subtle thing, not gross mechanical thing. Yes. Therefore we should try to develop deep relationship with Krishna, with Radha and Krishna together in Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. Is there any question or comment? Yes, please.
Hare Krishna. You mentioned that where there is Radha and Krishna, it is already Vrindavan, so here it is Vrindavan. And sometimes we can see devotees or in our own heart the desire to somehow go faster and go to Vrindavan to somehow become trained up, become the strongest of the strongest preacher and come back and everything will change. How can we consider this? Because still to go in Vrindavan Dham is also something very special and valuable, and Srila Prabhupada wanted us to also go in the Dham, literally speaking, every year for some time. So how can we properly apply this or reconcile these two aspects, that if we leave from, especially in the Western countries, if we leave for some period of time to the Dham, it means, for instance, in our preaching activities here, others who depend on us for the preaching will not be able to.
Yes.
Practice, you see what I mean?
As you said, this is multi-dimensional actually. We as sadhakas need as much encouragement as possible in spiritual life. And this pilgrimage to the holy Dham of Vrindavan, if we take it with this purpose, that I'll got the association of most advanced Vaishnavas for some longer period, that I have opportunity here, for example, and then I'll be more properly fixed in my devotional service. Then it's proper attitude, and I can come with renewed strength back here and preach more effectively than I would preach before, because my conviction is stronger, my philosophy is clearer, and so on. This is beneficial. But we, on the other hand, we should also understand that Narottam Das Thakur said, and Prabhupada mentions many times in his purports, this going to holy places is just another cheating thing. We just waste our time because we can connect wherever we are if we are sincere. So maybe not everyone is on this level that can deeply connect here. So as we're encouraged by Prabhupada also, we can go to holy places, get inspiration, get association of most advanced Vaishnavas, and like sharpening the axe, so then we can better perform our service. If we go with this idea, then it's very beneficial. But if we go with the idea that I can just relax there and have more free time, and we miss the point. Yes. Then we can go to the seaside here in France. Have free time. It's cheaper, I believe. Yes. So whatever we do, we should do it with proper consciousness, with this desire to deepen our spiritual life, to connect with Radha and Krishna on deeper level. Yes. This should be our motivation in whatever we do. Also for this pilgrimage to the holy place. If this is our motivation and desire, yes, in the Holy Dharma, if we don't have any special service, we can chant 64 rounds or more. Yes. Not that we chant 16 rounds, 2 hours, and then the whole day on is spaced out. Yes. This is wrong mentality. So, proper mentality is to seek guidance from enlightened souls, and to be immersed in Krishna consciousness. Of course, this is valid for everywhere, also for here. But maybe because it's too many distractions, it's harder for me to get absorbed as much as in the holy place. So this absorption in the holy place is beneficial. It can help me to get absorbed also in this more hectic environment. Is this okay? Anything else? Yes, please.
I have a question for you. For example, how you say that you can if nothing, then you can have deity in your mind, and for example, we can carry for example, we are not always home, but we can always think that wherever we are going and whoever we are meeting in a way, for example, can it be the guest of Radha Krishna, whoever we are meeting in terms of any reason? We should try to serve them, whether it's devotee or non-devotee. We should try to be thinking good for them and doing whatever job we have nicely, whether it's your work, whether it's your studies, whether it's your family, whatever. And how do we differentiate serving, I do things nicely when I'm at temple, but then when I'm not at temple, then okay, I do whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Then should we have the same attitude, whether we serve in the temple, we should serve, eventually anything that we have, it's coming from the Lord.
Yes, exactly. But this is very advanced vision. Ishvara tadadinishu, how it is? Ishvara tadadinishu, balisheshu desha chitra, prema maitri kripo peksha, yakroti samadhana. For Madhyama devotee, it's natural that he differentiates, that he sees differences between advanced devotees, same devotees as he is on the same level, those who are inferior, and those who are materialistic people. And he behaves differently. He develops love for the Lord, a friendship with other devotees. He's merciful to fallen conditioned souls. and he strictly avoids the envious. So this is important to understand. Um, Bhagavat sees everyone as a devotee except himself. Um, but as you mentioned, yes, we should keep this meditation, that anything I do, even in outside world, is service for Radha and Krishna. And I should serve also these souls, because they're also um, coming from Radha and Krishna. Yes. I should serve them, but not according to their conditioned whims. You know, like a doctor serves the patient, isn't it? But not according to his crazy whims. Yes, a patient wants to eat some food that he likes, but it's detrimental for him. And doctor doesn't say, yes, yes, this is okay, and serve him such food that would kill him. But he serves the patient in order to get him cured as quickly as possible, isn't it? So we should also serve conditioned souls, not according to their crazy whims, but in order to help them to become cured as quickly as possible. Understand? So that means that we try to connect them with Krishna somehow or other. If they can't hear anything about Krishna, at least give them some prasad. Or if they can't accept even prasad, we can pray for them. But if they are envious of Krishna, we should avoid them. And if they can't hear about Krishna, even if they are not so envious, and just normal materialistic people, we should have as little contact with them as possible, but not intimate contact at all. This is recommendation of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So, because we have to work outside, many of us have to work outside, and we encounter many materialistic people, of course. Practically speaking, everyone out there is materialistic. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that we should have strictly business relationship with these people. Only what is necessary for my work, and that's it. No intimate talk with them, if they're not willing to hear about Krishna. Then we have no intimate relationship with them. No revealing of mind or anything. Yes. This is important to understand, because, as I said in the beginning of the class, that our mind is like wax, and it gets impressions from others. And if others are not interested at all in spiritual life, then they will convey their conviction of how to be happy to us. And this will affect us even unknowingly. Yes, we will develop desires. These desires will awaken in our heart, or maybe they are already awake. Just inflame them more. Understand? Hare Krishna. Anything else? So, yes?
I just wanted to thank you and just share that what you are saying repeatedly about the moment of death, that it is a difficult moment. I have also, heard from one devotee who has undergone this moment of coma twice, and she was confirming that she's disciple of Shivam, so she was confirming that even though she was, and she is serious devotee, I mean, she practiced well, but not good enough, and and she said that the only reason why she couldn't be saved, let's say, is not due to her own powers, because she knew she had to remember something, but she could not remember what. All the system was failing, and it was very painful, and it was like the pain was like blocking everything, and it was not at all easy thing. And she just later on, post factum, learned that back in her country, in Kazakhstan, they learned that she went to the hospital, and my spiritual master, he started Kirtan. He finished class straight away, and he started Kirtan to help her, and that helped her a lot. There were like 2-3 hours Kirtan to help. So she received the name of Krishna from a doctor who was not even, he was Muslim maybe or something, and he didn't even know why he said it, and
Yes.
like that. She was saying that it is not easy to leave the body.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for this realization. Thank you very much. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Nitai Gaur Purnande. Hare Krishna. Please accept my condolences.